Hello, welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. That's to Track Fans Global. We have been having crazy times. Trackflation through the roof. The weekend we just had was pure madness. From the Mount Sac relays to the Tom Jones invite to the Velocity Fest 19 to the Addis Ababa Grand Prix over there in Ethiopia. Great performances went down on the track. But of course, we're here to continue our 5-in-1 series. These are the kind of videos where we look at 5 athletes in one video. And this episode, we'll be looking at Chenise Walker of Jamaica, Elaine Thompson Herah of Jamaica, Jordan Anthony of USA, Keely Hodgekinson of Great Britain, and then we'll also look at Adaejah Hodge. Now, we're going to look at their projections, we're going to look at what they have been doing, right? And we're going to be excited. And you're going to remember also to like and subscribe and share, because that's how Track Fans Global get through YouTube algorithm. So without saying much more, let's get straight into our video in earnest. Now, the first athlete I want to talk about really is Shenese Walker. Let's start there. Chenise Walker, Florida State University, Seminoles. She has been running good all season. She ran well indoors, and she continued that form outdoors. Chenise Walker last year, she ran 10.9 in the 100 meters, becoming one of many Jamaican women to go sub 11 last year. But what she just did, right, at the Tom Jones invite was truly spectacular. She ran the 100 meters in 10.80 seconds. Very fast. How fast, you might add? That's number 8 on the all-time list for Jamaican women. She now sits in front of Tia Clayton and Sharon Simpson on the Jamaican all-time list, and now she's behind Elaine Thompson Herah, Sherilyn Fraser Price, Sherika Jackson, Merlin Hottie, Tina Clayton, Karen Stewart, and Veronica Campbell Brown, ECB. So that's good company to have your name edge among. Now, Chenise Walker will have a long season going into June. So I don't know if she will be competitive going forward, if she's going to be in the Commonwealth Games, or if she's going to turn up to the trials and actually perform up to expectations, because to be fair, these collegiate athletes have been running from January. And so if she doesn't perform much in June and beyond, right, I would not be very surprised. But the Jamaican landscape of 100 meter sprinting among women is becoming stacked. A lot of names popping out of the woodwork and doing great things. She's not a stranger to the limelight. The only double-double, winning gold medal in 100, 200 at 2 consecutive Olympics. But there was a time when Elaine Thompson Herah bring the track and field world through a scare. For almost 3 years, we were not getting anything from Elaine Thompson Herah. She wasn't doing any interview, right? And nothing was coming out, right? The fans missed her. But she has now returned to sprinting. And earlier this year, she ran 7.2 to open her 60-meter campaign in Jamaica. And then she went on to improve on that. And then she went on to run a 200 meter at 22.57. looking very impressive, I might add. And now, at the Velocity Fest this weekend, she has turned up and stopped the clock at 10.92 seconds. Right, to be fair, this is a time that I didn't believe that she would be able to be running at this time. Because earlier in the season, when I saw when she was running the 60s and the 200 meters, I was estimating that probably by the end of this year, Elaine Thompson would be able to at least run 10.8 something in the 100 meters. But it seems to me that probably she might be able to run 10.7 by the end of the season, barring injuries and catastrophes, right? The reason I believe that she could have run 10.8 over the weekend too is that she was running in the heats of the 100 meters at the Velocity Fest. She didn't get the best start and she eased off to the end of that race. So she clearly, as it is right now, is able to run 10.8 something, right? So I look forward to what she will do for the remainder of the season, right? I know for a fact that probably she will not be able in time to come to get back to the sort of 10.5 region, but if she is able to run 10.7, then she would be very competitive, right, in the world of female sprinting, because that's the gold standard these days. 10.7 to win the gold, 10.8 to get on the podium. I have been much impressed with Jordan Anthony and how he has been running. Now, when I started to take a notice of Jordan Anthony, right, was last year, right? He won the Bowerman Award, right? Very prestigious award, right, to be had. But he won it because he was pure quality last year. Last year, he ran a win-assisted 9.75 seconds, right, in the conference championship, easing off. The win was just over the legal, it was 2.2. But that same Jordan Anthony, in a conference meet, right, won the 100 meter in sub 10, the 200 meters in sub 20. But at that time, Jordan Anthony, as it were, right, was focusing both on track and field and football at the same time. And we know when you're focusing on two sports or two or three events, right, you take away, right, the preparation from each. So you can't get to fulfill, right, the full potential. And when he made the announcement that he was going to focus on track, go pro, and leave football alone, then I know that he would be doing great things. How great he has been doing is far above my expectation. Because this year he has run 60 meters in 6.43 seconds. One of the fastest time, as it were, in history. He also won the world indoor 60 meter title, right? And now, when he won the world indoor title, I was thinking 9.8 might be somewhere he would drop his time. But when I watch this race that you're seeing on your screen right now, the last 20 meters of that race, it was pretty much a jog. And he still run 9.91 seconds. So Jordan Anthony is looking scary good right now. He has at least a 9.8 something in the tank right now in April. He has constantly talked about wanting to go for the American record of 9.69 that is held by Tyson Gay. And if he's gonna be running like this, who would argue against that? So the rest of the sprinting world is on notice because Jordan Anthony is coming and he's not slowing down. Adaejah Hodge is both controversial and supremely talented. I say controversial because the Asama Singer situation some years ago, right, was tied also to Adaejah Hodge, right, because they had the same coach at the time, right? And so she had served a little shadow ban last year. And so she's now back. And she's good. Supremely good. We have always known she has been talented from Carifta days. At a young age, she was running some superb times. So we know she's talented. But what Adaejah Hodge just did, and what she has been doing this year, is downright impressive. She has run the 200 meters this year in 22.10 seconds. She is now the world leader in the 200 meters. Just slightly faster than Shania Douglas' 22.11 seconds run some week ago at the Carifta Games. Now, Adaejah Hodge and Tom Jones' invite in the race against Chenise Walker, she ran 10.77 seconds. Now, 10.77 seconds is the second fastest time ever run by a collegiate woman in the 100 meters. She is now only behind Shakara Richardson, who holds the NCAA women's record at 10.75 seconds. So, Adaejah Hodge is doing great stuff. British Virgin Islands has never had a sprinter so fast. It's a national record by a far way, by a long way. Now, if she's gonna be running like this, right? Sprinting world, look out, because we have one more who is coming for greatness this year. Adaejah Hodge. She's arrived. She's here to stay. Last year, when Keely Hodgkinson opened her 800-meter campaign running 1 minute 54.7, I was thinking, world record watch. The women's 800-meter record, which has stood for 42 years, was now unnoticed. Because people don't just open their 800-meter campaign with 154.7, right? Push come to shove, she did not get to run a world record. She didn't get to improve her 154.7 because she returned just in time, right, to run that 154.7 and then run a Diamond League, then the World Championship, then the season end, then the Diamond League finals. So she didn't get enough time to season into 800-meter running and actually go for the world record. But I expect that she's talented, enough talent to break the 800-meter world record of 153.28. Now this year, she gave that world record tour a green light. February 19, 2026, Keely Hodgkinson, right, broke the indoor 800-meter world record, running 1 minute 54.87 seconds. The only woman in the history of indoor 800 meter to go 1 minute 55 and less, right? When she set this record in February, it was almost a second off the previous world record. Very impressive stuff. Now, I want to do a little comparison. Keely Hodgkinson and Jamalia Kratakulova, which is the world record holder from the past 42 years. I'm going to compare them. I'm going to compare Keely's indoor 800-meter record and against Kratakulova's outdoor 800-meter record. And the reason I'm going to be doing this is because I want to show you that Keely Hodgkinson is more talented than Jamalia Kratakulova when it comes down to her 800 meters. And that there is no way, given the right conditions, that she should not be able to break the world record. Now, hear me out. Keely Hodgkinson's indoor 800 meter record, 1 minute 54.87. In that, first 400 was 55.5. Now, Keely Hodgkinson's best 400 meter time to date is 51.7. But based on how she run at the World Indoor Championship, 50.1 and a 4x4 leg, I'm estimating that Keely Hodgkinson might be able to run a 400 meters indoor at least 50.6. So going through a 800 meter in 55.5, she would be using at least 91% of her top speed, right? And then Keely would finish the last 400 meters in 59.37 seconds, right? That is almost 4 seconds drop off. And that is because of how hard she goes out in the first 400 meters, right? So Keely tend to go out probably too hot. The reason why she doesn't get certain times. But Jamalia Kratikulova on the other end, she wasn't as strong as Keely, but Jamalia Kratikulova was supremely fast. How fast? Jamalia Kratikulova was a 47.99 400 meter runner. And no doubt that is what she used to break the 800 meter world record and set 800 meter world record 42 years ago. Now, when she ran that 153.28, she went through 400 meters in 56.82 seconds. And that was like 84.5% of her top speed, 47.99. That means she had a lot more in reserve at the final 400. And so much that she actually negative split the last 400. As in, she ran 56.56 seconds faster than the first 400. And anytime you're able to do that, it shows that you have a lot more in the tank. So, Jamalia Kratikulova, as it is, her 800 meter record, why it stands so long, I can't say, right? Because if you're able to run 47.99 and you're a trained 800 meter runner, at least 150, right, should be good enough for you to run, right? So Keely Hodgkinson's problem is that she was not as fast or close to as being fast as Kratikulova. But if she's able to run 50 point indoors in the 400 meter, then I'm estimating that Keely is able to run probably 49 plus outdoors. With that kind of speed and the kind of strength that Keely tend to have, Keely might be able to erase Jamalia's Kratikulova 800 meter record. But of course, all of what I've just said a while ago is just supposition. It might happen, it might not happen. But remember, I'm Track Fans Global, and I talk about track and field from Jamaica to Pakistan. You understand? I'm out again.